Hello, this is Lori Hargis, aromatherapist and flower essence practitioner. And welcome to our July health forecast. Are you feeling listless, dull, and lethargic with the summer heat and all the things that are going on, especially in the environment of the world, right? And then you have all the fun stuff to do in summer, like see family and friends and go on vacation. So it can become a lot, and you come home and you feel kind of down and listless and lethargic and say, really, I don't know if I can muster up the energy to be creative and to continue, right? Continue feeling vital. So that's what this is all about. It's like a wild horse that's run too much and needs to catch its breath, walk and rest, and look ahead to see how it's going to gather up its energy to take the next stretch of land that has hills and even a mountain to climb. Your vital energy can feel dispersed when you've used too much of it. It's just all over the place, and it's difficult to be able to rein it in, anchor it, and makes it even more difficult to be creative as you usually are. Well, the July health forecast is all about taking the time to rest, reflect, and revitalize your creative energy. You need to take this time for yourself because I can already feel the magnificent and fast energy that's coming our way in August, where you can harness your creativity and succeed in whatever endeavor that you are wanting to work on. So, first of all, though, I'd like to share with you about lemongrass essential oil. This essential oil right here. It's a grass, just like it says in its name. It's a grass. And this lemongrass that I have came from Madagascar. Now, it comes from other countries too. So, always make sure that you see the country of origin on your label, like this one has here. And let's open it up. So, it has this very sweet lemon aroma, and it's a top note that pulls you out of dullness and lethargy. And in studies, lemongrass has been shown to be helpful for anxiety, stress relief, and mood enhancement due to its GABAergic activation. And gamma, so what does GABA mean? GABA means gamma amino butyric acid. And this is an amino acid that functions as the primary inhibitor neurotransmitter for your central nervous system. It functions to reduce neuronal excitability by inhibiting nerve transmission. So, by releasing your stress, by smelling lemongrass, just by taking a short sniff of it, you can begin to rest and have time to reflect on how you got into this dull and listless state. This is something I learned early on at 16 when I came down with valley fever. I realized at that time that I had done something to bring this on myself, and I was burning both ends of the candle. And I then had, when I was able to go back to school, I knew I couldn't do certain things. I knew I had to say no to certain things. And so that began my reflection and taking the time and to rest. And it's been a lifelong process. I keep, I'll go back to, burning both ends of the candle, and it's like, oh, stop, Lori, right? So, once you've reconciled with yourself about what brought this on for you to be so dull and listless, then you can adjust your lifestyle. And you can look and see if it's your sleeping patterns, if it's my eating habits. Am I drinking too much alcohol? Am I smoking too much pot? Am I eating too much food? I just also ask yourself, how are you in your relationships with your family, your friends, and your coworkers? This is something to reflect on when you are exhausted. Is it because you have boundary issues with family members or friends or at work? Because you can ask yourself then this question is, do I have good boundaries that nourish me? Or am I always running around at the beck and call of others? So take a rest and then reflect. And we're going to now take you through a process with lemongrass to get you to that restful state. Okay, first. So let's take a deep breath of lemongrass. And today we're going to tap 3 acupoints to begin the process of rest, reflection, and revitalization. And the first tapping acupoint is kidney 27, which helps you to breathe deeply and release endorphins. It relaxes the chest, calms you when you have coughing or asthma or chest pain. It relieves anxiety, depression, and grief, the emotion of the lung meridian, which is the metal element. And it stimulates the lymphatic system, supports your immune function. Okay. So the location of this is in the depression of the lower border. So you have your clavicle here, and it's on the outside of your clavicle here, but it's the lower border, right? So you come down and it's level because you have lung 1 right above it. And then you come down and there's a little soft indentation there. And that is K27. Okay. I'm going to hold it and keep showing it to you. And K27 is the final point of the kidney channel. The chi at this point is the lightest and most refined, like the air we might encounter on a mountaintop. So now let's tap this point. Okay, we're going to tap it, but first we're going to take another sniff of our lemongrass. And now we're going to tap this point while taking 3 deep breaths. So here we go, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Wow. That's a wonderful point to do. I can feel all my chi moving in my body, my energy. So now let's take another short sniff of our lemongrass and a deep breath. And focus on the second tapping, on the second tap. which isn't really an acupoint. However, it is a place to tap daily. It's your thymus gland. Your thymus gland sends off T cells to help your immune system stay strong and increase your vitality. Okay. And your thymus gland is located in the sternum in the center of your chest. And let's now, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a short sniff of our lemongrass again, and we're going to tap this point while taking 3 deep breaths. So here we go, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And this is a gland that as you grow older, it starts to shrivel up. So it's important that you tap this. It's important that you give people hugs, thymus to thymus, because it builds their immune system and yours. So now let's take a short sniff of lemongrass and a deep breath. For your final tap, which is spleen 21, the great embrace, right? Okay, so let's do that. Here we go. Take a short sniff of lemongrass. So fresh and clean. Oh, I just love the smell of lemongrass. So the spleen 21 acupoint promotes the processing of food for digestion. It moves blood, it regulates your chi, and benefits the snoon and the joints. This acupoint is an area that is dense with connective tissue and fascia that connect to your limbs, okay, to your arms, right? To your arms here. And internal organs and the postural muscles of the abdomen. So according to research, Geriat 2028, this represents the distribution of nourishment to all parts of creation. And as we empower this point and meridian, it becomes more possible to recognize that enduring fullness of life comes from embracing the whole as one and as one's self. So we're not just all these different parts. We are complete. We are complete. And this is what the embrace of spleen 21 does for us. So spleen 21 is located on the lateral side of the chest, approximately in the mid-axillary line, the line that runs vertical from your armpit, right down at the 6th or 7th intercostal space. The spaces between your ribs, the exact position can vary depending on your individual anatomy. We're all built differently, right? So what I want you to do is clench your fist. You found that right there, and it's right on your bra, okay? It's right in the bra for women. So what you do is you clench your fist, right? But then what you do is you form a circle with your index finger and your thumb. And then what we're going to do is we are going to tap underneath your armpit while taking 3 breaths. Here we go. Wow, my eyes are brighter. I feel so much better. I hope you do too. And I want you to tap in to a lemongrass essential oil and these three acupoints. So that way you can release the dullness, the lethargy, and tap into your creativity. So you can have a healthy and happy July. Please make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you join me for our up and coming Common Sense Community Workshop, which is on stop irritating and itching from bug bites. And we're going to be talking about lemongrass in this workshop and how you can use it for bug bites, because not only does it help with stress, it helps with so many other things. Now, that's going to be on July 7th. That's next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The link is below. So make sure that you get signed up as soon as possible. And also, if you want to know more details about lemongrass essential oil, check out my book, Common Sense, A Practical Guide to Aromatherapy. And that link is below too. So I can't wait for you to have a vitalized and creative July. Don't forget your essentials. Use your common sense. Au revoir.